class. Sorry for the delay. And there was seventh canto, chapter 12, text 11 onwards till text 10 we did yesterday. And the topic which we were discussing is the duties of brahmachari in the Varna Ashram system. So till 10, this section will go till verse number 16. And yeah, so we will continue today our discussion with further. Okay, so we will try to see if we can complete this today. Okay, text 11. एतत् सर्वं गृहस्थस्य सम्मानार्थं यतेरपि गुरुवृत्तिर्विकल्पेन गृहस्थस्य ऋतुगामिनः. Etat, this sarvam, all grihasthasya of a householder, samamnatam, described yate api, even of the person in the renounced order, guru vritti vikalpena, to follow the orders of the spiritual master, grihasthasya to the householder ritu ramina, accepting sex only during the period favorable for procreation. So now onwards, the description will be the duties of brahmachari, but also if there are these things should be followed by others also. That kind of section is now right. Not specifically for brahmachari also, but I mean not only for brahmachari, but these things should be followed by others also. So that is coming. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. All the rules and regulations apply equally to the householder and the sannyasi, the member of the renounced order of life. Okay, the grihastha, however, is given permission by the spiritual master to indulge in sex during the period favorable for procreation. It is sometimes misunderstood. So now this is very important information for the people who are in the family order, family life. So it is sometimes misunderstood that a grihastha, a householder, is permitted to indulge in sex at any time. They say anyway you can get married and enjoy life. Marriage means anytime you have full freedom to have sex. So this is a wrong conception of grihastha life. This is not right as per our Vedic literature, Bhagavatam, and Varnashram system given in Bhagavatam. In spiritual life, whether one is a grihastha, vanprastha, sannyasi, or brahmachari, everyone is under the control of the spiritual master. Okay, so everyone, whether they are brahmachari, whether they are grihastha, vanprastha, or sannyasi, everyone will take shelter of guru. They will have a guru. So, as per the order of guru, every activity in life must be performed. For brahmachari and sannyasis, there are strong restrictions on sexual indulgence. Similarly, there are strong restrictions for grihasthas. Grihasthas should indulge in sex life only in accordance with the order of the guru. Okay, just 1 minute. Okay, so Prabhupada is writing here that grihasthas should indulge in sex life only in accordance with the order of the guru. Okay. Therefore, it is mentioned here that one must follow the orders of the spiritual master. Guru vrittir vikalpena. When the spiritual master orders, the grihastha may accept sex life. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 7.11. When the spiritual master orders, okay, then grihastha may accept sex life. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita Dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamo asmi. This is very important line from Bhagavad Gita. Indulgence in sex life without disobedience to the religious rules and regulations constitutes a religious principle. Okay, Krishna says that the sex indulgence which is done in accordance with the rules and regulation of dharma, and as per dharma, that represent myself. That means Krishna. That's pure thing. The grihastha is allowed to indulge in sex life during the period favorable for procreation and in accordance with the spiritual master's order. If the spiritual master's order allow a grihastha to engage in sex life at a particular time, then the grihastha may do so. Otherwise, if the spiritual master order against it, the grihastha should abstain. Okay. So grihastha must obtain permission from the spiritual master to observe the ritualistic ceremony of Garbhadan Sanskar. Okay, then he may approach his wife to beget children, otherwise, not. So, only there is a sex in actually, as per Vedic system, brahmachari, vanprasthi, and sannyasi. No point of having any sex. And, only grihasthas can have that also in the form of Garbhadan Sanskara. And that also Garbhadan Sanskar they will perform when they have taken permission from the spiritual master. Okay, so the spiritual master will say, okay, now you can perform Garbhadan Sanskar. Because it is sanskar, it is just a sanskar. So like other sanskar, they go to Guru. Na? Now, Guru, please tell when we can have a marriage, what is the right time, can you please suggest? They go to, right? And they ask for every sanskara, they are ask a muhurat, they ask a permission. So why not for first sanskara? That's what the first of all Guru Garbhadhan sanskara. For that also they go to Guru and they ask permission. And when Guru says, okay, now this is the right time, you can have Garbhadhan sanskara, then they perform Garbhadhan sanskara. And in Garbhadhan sanskara, the one part of Garbhadhan sanskara is also this approaching wife for begetting children, having sex indulgence. Okay, so that is the point here. That means even being grasta, one have no sex indulgence, and if it is there, that is only for the procreation, only for having a child, no other purpose. Okay, so then he may approach his wife to be a children, otherwise not. If Guru is not giving permission, then they cannot have sex indulgence with the wife. Okay, so this is being spoken about one's own wife. Forget about others' wife or extramarital affair or this that. You know, own wife. Okay. So after hearing this, many people say, "What is the use then marriage life?" Some people ask me that. I said, "The use of marriage life is not sense gratification." Now, people think marriage life means I must enjoy nicely sense gratification. That is not the point of marriage. That you can do even without getting into marriage also. What is the point? Right? Without getting into marriage, you can have all the things. Right? One has to think this. What is the purpose of marriage? Some people will say marriage means we will get a companion in old age. That you can get even without marriage also. Nowadays, very nice systems are there. You can have some hired nurse from the hospital, and they can have all your treatment properly when you want medicine. They can take care. Nowadays, there is a system. Right? Hospital provides nurse for your for taking care. And friends are there, like that you can have, there is no problem, right? And some people say that marriage means the wife will take care of my parents. Who said? This is never happening. This is some fairy tale nowadays. Okay. uh, and so actually there is no point. The point here, marriage is also one of the ashram which is in line with the spiritual order. Okay, brahmachari plus one. So the spiritual order means this is going to help you in your spiritual life, in your bhakti towards Krishna. So this is also one of the part of those out of four. One is grihastha ashram. This is ashram. Ashram means there should be inside ashram. What happens? Ashram means sadhana. There should be some sadhana happening, some ritual happening, and some devotional practices should happen. That's how it is called ashram, right? Have you ever heard that in one ashram sense gratification is going on? Then if you hear like that, what do you say? This is not ashram. This is prostitution, right? So this is not ashram, you know, where sense gratification is happening. That is why it is called grihastha ashram. That means there should be devotional activity, spiritual activity should go on. So having a child is also part of spiritual life, right? Uh, there's no problem. If Guru orders, then one can have a child, right? And that is why one can have even many child, no problem. So having children is not a problem, but having sense gratification is a problem, right? So like many days, earlier days, they will have many children. So actually, it is like it's quite possible. People will think, wow, how it is not possible? It is possible because if you follow proper Vedic rules, you everything is possible. Right? Vedic system says that one can approach his wife for. Actually, there are a lot of restrictions. First of all, and then on top of that there is a proper timing first of all, and then you have to take permission from guru for having garbhadan sanskar, and all set means you can have garbhadan sanskar, and then you will have a wife is pregnant. Then what will happen? 18 month after pregnancy, 18 month she should be inside the uh, and she should be in the mother's womb, like wife's mother home. She should go there and she should stay there. 18 months. 18 months means 9 months of pregnancy, and after pregnancy 9 months. 18 months she will live there. Okay, almost 2 years. So and then she will come here. So if you see, like if somebody is having some around 5 6 children, which was quite normal in those days, then like 5 6 children means some 12 years she stayed in mother home only. Right. So after 12 years, means suppose somebody got married by 25, then 10, 12, 15 years you add more, than his age become like when he got 5 6 children, his age become like 40, then he will be quite busy. So actually people are the engagement is given such a way so that you can abstain from sex life, because abstaining from sex life is cutting the knot of material adjustment. That is the whole point here. So they made in such a way arrangement brahmachari ashram fully. Then after some time, because they have to have the procreation also. Na? So just for the purpose of procreation, there is marriage, and so that wife and husband can help each other and they can progress together, right, in bhakti. Because there may be some people who may not be able to practice alone. They need some help, right? There are some people who need some emotional help, and again, this is for boys. It is being spoken. So they need some emotional help, they need some, like some boy cannot live alone, they need some emotional help, like somebody should be there to ask how are you. So when you come from office somewhere, somebody should be there to tell how was the day. And some boy, nobody asks, I'm okay, I'm happy, I'm sleeping nicely, eating nicely, no problem. So for them there is no need, right? So some people, as per, that's why guru will decide, that you should go in grihasthashram, you should remain brahmachari and continue like that. Guru will everything. Guru has an important role, in Vedic society. Very important. Everything Guru will decide. So then, and Guru is not some anybody become Guru. Guru is very highly spiritual, potent person. So he can understand. He can even foresee what is your future, and he can tell you accordingly. So in this way, in the Grihastha ashram, these things are explained. And modern days, it is no more. I don't think so. It can be called Grihastha ashram. It is called Grahamedhi, because they are having marriage for sense gratification. unrestrictedly sex indulgence is going on in marriage life nowadays, and they have very wonderful arrangement done by scientific people, and some contraception pills are there, many options are there, so they can easily avoid the child, which is the most sinful thing. This is most sinful thing to avoid the child and enjoying the sense gratification only. uh, and abortion is most sinful. Like killing our own child is the most sinful activity. The parents are considered like God now, and nowadays they are killing them. They themselves are killing their children. What is the point? So this is called Kali Yuga. Okay, where Rakshak becomes Bhakshak. Mother is supposed to protect the child, and mother only killing the child in the womb. For it is said the womb of mother is the safest place. But nowadays that also is not safe. Mother herself is killing her own child. Many ways they have invented nowadays to kill the child, avoid the child. Now, they call it family planning. This is not family planning. This is hellish planning. Planning to go into hell. This is called hellish planning. I am planning to go to hell. Creating new steps so that I can easily suffer in the hell. Right? So even one should not think, oh, Grasta life means nicely I can settle and no problem. Because some people think I cannot remain brahmachari, so I can get dressed, I can become Grasta and I can enjoy with wife and no problem. And I am practicing bhakti also. No, nothing is like that. One has to abstain there also. Actually, the whole point of spiritual life is abstaining from sex life. To the point. Okay. So if one is not, one can, if one is getting into marriage, ashram, grahast ashram, they can just have children. That's it, and only for children, right? So that is why Garbhadan Samskar is given, because the Garbhadan Samskar process is so long that people will think also 10 times now before, if they follow the rules, right? Like for example, Prabhupada said that at least 50 rounds one should chant. Husband should chant 50 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and wife should chant 50 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. 50 rounds means almost 7-8 hours you have to sit and chant, at least 7 hours. And after sitting 7 hours and chanting, what kind of consciousness will be there, right? One may get tired and sleep only. So this the point is abstaining from sex life. Then if at all want to indulge, it is only for the procreation of a child, and not just like any child, a spiritual child, kids which are having devotional attitude. So perform proper Garbhadan Sanskar with proper consciousness, so that even the future child also very pious and easy to make him devotee. The point is that if children does not become devotee, then the grahast ashram is a failure. Okay, because this grahast ashram marriage life is designed by Vedic system in such a way so that the new generation becomes devotee, so that more and more soul get chance to perform bhakti. This is actually very pure thing. Grahast ashram is very important thing, because grahast ashram is a very having a broad idea, right? Grahast ashram means one is getting into, see, grahast ashram is a great risk for one's spiritual life, but one is getting into it in this a great risk. Why? So that one can do a big kind of charity. What is that big charity? First of all, he will take care of other three communities, right? Brahmachari, Vanprasti, Sannyasi. All these three communities are taken care by grahast person, because he only give them donation, right? The other three community does not work. No? They Brahmachari is studying, Vanprasti is in, like detached, and renounce order is sannyasi. So they are just like that. So who will give them donation? Grahastha. So such a big responsibility Grahastha is having. And on top of that, Grasta is having this responsibility that he has to make more and more souls devotee. Now, because a person who is in married life, he got this opportunity. He can bring more and more devotee soul and give them a chance to become devotee. Because if if a soul is not getting birth, then how it will get chance to practice bhakti. So a devotee, grasta devotee, when they get married, they procreate children, then those children get a wonderful opportunity to perform bhakti. So in this way, it is a great thing done by grastas. Right? But now they are not able to understand their greater responsibilities that they have to engage many souls in bhakti. So that is why even olden days, they used to say, if you are grasta, you can have as many as children. Right? There is no scarcity of food in the earth. People who think there is a scarcity of food, they are actually doubting on the Vishnu's power and Lakshmi's power, Annapurna's power. Right? They are having doubt on that. And why cannot, when big animals are having food, then why cannot children? Right? So people, olden days, people used to have more children. Okay. Okay. So this is the point. A Brahman generally remains a brahmachari throughout his entire life. But although some Brahmins become grastas and indulge in sex life, they do so under the complete control of the spiritual master. Okay. So after marriage, the sex life is not one's own choice. है One has to, before indulging in sex life with wife, one has to take permission from Guru. Okay. So that is the system. That's why it's written here. They do under the complete control of the spiritual master. Okay, indulging in sex life is completely under the control of the spiritual master. You have to tell him and take his permission, and then only it has to be performed. And there is a proper process of Garbhadan Sanskar, right? So the Kshatriya is allowed to marry more than one wife, but this also must be in accordance with the instructions of the spiritual master. It is not that because one is grahastha, he may marry as many times as he likes and indulge in sex life as he likes. Most simple this. This is not a spiritual life. In a spiritual life, one must conduct one's whole life under the guidance of the Guru. So this is all being spoken for the people who are interested in spiritual life, in bhakti. Otherwise, go on and do whatever you want. But if somebody want to have bhakti career, somebody want to make his career in spiritual life, then for them, and they has to follow the spiritual master. Simple, na? If you want to make your career in uh, like football, then you have to be under the guidance of football coach, right? And if you want to make your career in like civil services, then you have to take training from such a coach. And if you want to go for military, then you have to have a military person as your coach. So similarly, if you want to make career in bhakti, then you have to have a spiritual master, a person who is advanced in bhakti. So you can take him as your coach, mentor, or guide. Right? Otherwise, how you will progress? Right? So and this is our choice whether I want to make my life as a spiritual life, who am, what I want to become in my life. I want to become a spiritual personality. I want to become a film star or a cricket star or a politician or a philanthropist. What I want to become, that I have to decide, and accordingly I have to move. Right? So if one want to become a spiritual person, a devotee of Krishna, then one must take the guidance of Guru and the Shastras. Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Only one who executes his spiritual life under the direction of the spiritual master can achieve the mercy of Krishna. Okay, I will repeat. Only one who executes his spiritual life under the direction of the Guru can achieve the mercy of Krishna. This is the shloka. Yasya prasada, Bhagavad prasada. If one desire to advance in his spiritual life, but he acts whimsically, not following the orders of the spiritual master, he has no shelter. Yasya prasadan, yes, aprasadan nagati kupi. Without the spiritual master's order, even the grihastha should not indulge in sex life. Okay, many times it is said. अंजनाभ्यञ्जनोन्मर्दस्त्रियवलेखामिषं मधु स्त्रग्दन्तलेपालङ्कारांस्त्यज्येयुर्ये बृहद्व्रतः. Anjana ointment, a powder for decorating the eyes. Abhyanjana, massaging the hand. Unmarda, massaging the body. Istri avalekha, to glance over a woman or to paint a woman's picture. Amisham, meat eating. Madhu, drinking liquor or honey. Srit, decorating the body with garlands of flowers. Gandhalepa, smearing the body with scented ointment. Alankaran, decorating the body with ornaments. Tejayuhu, must give up. Ye, those who Brahat Vrata have taken the oath of celibacy. Brahmacharis or Grihasthas who have taken the vow of celibacy as described above should not indulge in the following. What and all they should not do? Applying powder or ointment to the eyes, massaging the head with oil, massaging the body with the hands, seeing a woman or painting a woman's picture, eating meat, drinking wine, decorating the body with flower garlands, smearing scented ointment on the body, or decorating the body with ornaments. These they should give up. उषित्येवं गुरुकुले दुजोधीत्या बुद्ध्य च त्रयीशाङ्गोपनिषदं यावदर्थं यथाबलं तत्त्वा परमनुज्ञातो गुरो कामं यदीश्वरः गृहं वनं वा प्रविशेत् प्रजेत् तत्र वा वसेत् उषित्वा residing evam in this way Gurukula under the care of the spiritual master Vijaha, the twice born, namely the Brahmana, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, Aditya studying the Vedic literature, Avabudya understanding it properly, Cha and Train the Vedic literature, Sa Anga along with the supplementary parts, Upanishadam as well as the Upanishad, Yavat Artham as far as possible, Yathabalam as far as one can according to one's ability, Dattva giving Varam remuneration, Anujata being asked Guru of the spiritual master Kamam desire Yati if Ishvara capital Gram household like Vanam child like Vaha either Pravishe one should enter Pravarajet or get out of the Tra there Va either Vasage okay. According to the rules and regulations mentioned above, one who is twice born, namely a Brahman, Kshatriya or Vaishya, should reside in the Gurukul under the care of the spiritual master. There he should study and learn all the Vedic literatures along with their supplements and the Upanishads according to his ability and power to study. If possible, if possible, the student or disciple should reward the spiritual master with the remuneration the spiritual master requests. And then, following the master's order, the disciple should leave and accept one of the other ashrams. Following the master's order, the disciple should leave and accept one of the other ashrams, namely Grihasthashram, Vanadashram, or Sannyasashram, as he desires. To study the Vedas and understand them, of course, requires some special intelligence. But the members of the three higher sections of society, namely the Brahmin, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas, must learn the Vedic literature according to their capability and power to understand. In other words, studying the Vedic literature is compulsory for everyone but the Sudras and Antejas. The Vedic literature gives the knowledge that can lead one to understand the absolute truth, Brahman, Paramatma, or Bhagavan. Gurukula or the reformatory educational institution should be used only to understand Vedic knowledge. At the present time, there are many educational institutions for training and technology, but such knowledge has nothing to do with understanding of the absolute. This is about the modern school system. They are not teaching anything related to spiritual life. Technology, therefore, is meant for the Sudras, whereas the Vedas are meant for the Dvijas. Consequently, this verse states, Dujo Dhityo va Buddhaya Cha Traim Sangopanishadam. At the present time, in the age of Kali, practically everyone is Shudra and no one is a Dvija. Therefore, the condition of society has very much deteriorated. Another point to be observed from this verse is that from the Brahmachari ashram one may accept the sannyas ashram, Vanprasasam or Grihasthasam. It is not compulsory for a Brahmachari to become a Grihastha. It is not compulsory for a Brahmachari to become a Grihastha. And he can also become, if he want, he can get married. Because the ultimate aim is to understand the absolute truth, there is no necessity of going through all the different ashrams. Actually, one is brahmachari and then he become grahastha, then he become vanprasthi, then he become sannyasi. This is the process. Then one can directly go, no, why you have to go like this? When there is a bypass, take bypass. Why you have to go like this? So brahmachari, direct take sannyas. Why you have to go grahastha, vanprasth and all? You can hear from Shastra that it is difficult path and you can select the simple path. Okay. Because the ultimate aim is to understand the absolute truth. There is no necessity of going through all the different ashrams. Thus, one may proceed to sannyas ashram directly from the brahmachari ashram. Okay, directly. Why you have to go in a long way, which is long and difficult as well. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur accepted the sannyas ashram directly from the brahmachari ashram. In other words, His Divine Grace, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur did not think it compulsory to accept the grihastha ashram or vanprastha ashram. Okay. What is the question? Can you? I'm not getting in my computer screen. I'm in. Can you put in WhatsApp your question? Because somehow it is not coming in computer screen. So if you send me in WhatsApp, I can see. Okay. So the point is here that 2 points is discussed here by Prabhupada in this shloka. So one point is that only the three, the brahmachari, grihastha, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So three are having this kind of little high intelligence. They can get this study of Vedas and Upanishads. For Sudras, the technology is there. They should study technology. So when sometimes people say it is why Sudras are not allowed to study Vedas and all those things. So that's not a good point. Why? Because as per the understanding and as per the intelligence level, the knowledge is given. Even it's not like only in Vedic system, but then even the modern system is like. You see, if don't you have a entrance exam before